Budget, ready to fly, bind a fly kit, $850 budget, only own a GoPro 5. Thank you for $2, Charlie Galindo. When you say a kit, do you mean literally everything? Let's assume you mean literally everything, like you literally have nothing. Except you said you have a GoPro 5. With 800... Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know. I'm falling apart, guys. I'm falling apart. With $850, I think you could just barely squeeze into a 5-inch with nothing left. But my actual recommendation to you, let's see, like, will you even save money by going with like a 3.5-inch? No. You're not even going to save money by going with a 3.5-inch. Like, does it even come in analog? Okay, so let's say you went with the GEP-RC Mark V analog. We're going to assume you're going analog. Here's the problem. You're coming in around, let's say, $370. What are you going to do for goggles? I mean, and again, I'm going to assume you're buying new and not shopping used, although maybe shopping used would be smarter. I did this yesterday. I couldn't find these freaking goggles. Here's the problem. FPV goggles. Skyzone Sky 040 Pro, $360. 360, 377, 380. 360 plus 380. Boom, you're at $740. You got nothing left. You got $100 left for a controller, but you won't be buying any batteries, any props, any charger. You're done. So what I think you need to do is I think you need to invest in a good set of goggles, like the Sky 040 Pro for $360 is a really solid analog goggle. People are recommending the Cobra goggles. Here's the thing. Personally, I wouldn't like to use a box goggle as my daily driver. Now, if you are going to get a box goggle, this is a good one. This may be one of the best ones. But look at this. It's $250 compared to $350, $360 for the Sky 040 Pro. Is this goggle $100 better than this? Absolutely. You're gonna outgrow these Cobras. Like, a box goggle is not going to give you a great experience. This is going to give you a good experience, a great experience. So I think you're going to buy, here's my personal answer to this. Get the Sky 040 Pro for a controller. Maybe the Radio Master Pocket. Maybe the Radio Master Boxer. $140. Let's say you get the Boxer with Express LRS. $140. So now, where are you at? You're at $360 plus $140. $500. You got $350 left. What are you going to buy for a quad?
Did you include the remote ID?
No, because he's going to buy a sub 250.
Ah.
Aha! Then you're going to buy something like, so here's what we're going to do, Blunty. He's going to spend good money on goggles and a controller that he will use for the next 5 years, right? And he's going to cheap out a little bit on the quadcopter, because the alternative is he buys an expensive 5-inch quadcopter, then he's got cheap ass goggles and a cheap ass controller, and he's going to crash. He's going to destroy that quadcopter anyway. And then what has he got? Nothing. But the smart man's move is you buy a good set of goggles, you buy a decent controller, and you buy a cheap-ass little micro quadcopter. You're still going to have a great freaking time flying it. It's only going to be $100? What's it cost nowadays? This is not the store Where can you buy the damn thing? $126. 126. No, that's the HD0. I want the analog. $126. $126. Let's say $130. There's your quadcopter. $630 minus $850. You have $220 left to buy batteries, a charger, a little V-Fly Whoop Store charger for whatever, $50, right? And you have $100 left in your pocket to buy what? To buy another Mobula 6 if you want. To buy antennas for those goggles, because the stock see, now you haven't really put yourself behind the curve financially. And that GoPro that he wants to use, Sebby D, just don't use it. And then you start saving your money. And maybe then you buy a 5-inch a couple months from now when you got a little bit more money saved up. I got to tell you, that's my actual recommendation if you have an $850 budget.
I would also say it's probably easier to resell a Boxer and those goggles than it is to resell a quad for the amount close to what you paid for it, especially if they're new.
Why are you going to resell
I'm just
it,
saying, like, because there's a percentage of people who are going to buy the things and then decide they don't need to do it, make life changes, whatever, right? So, like, for those people, it's much harder to get rid of that bind and fly, at least in my opinion, than it is to get rid of the goggles and radio. They're almost like this. So.
Level Cap Gaming fan says, why not buy a drone from someone reputable in the community? Like, you could get a used drone for $200-ish, $300, maybe $250, let's say. The problem is, used drone, it could be great, it could be a piece of crap, and you just don't know. You just don't know. They could have just beat the crap out of it, and now it's fallen apart and it's no good. It's risky. I feel like if you try to go with a 5-inch or even a 3-inch, you're going to make a lot of compromises to get under that budget, and then you're going to have no money left when something goes wrong. But if you go the direction I'm sending you, you'll have a good set of goggles, a good radio. Yes, it's a 65mm whoop. They're still fun as crap to fly, and you could start building on that foundation. That would be my actual recommendation. Yeah, take it or leave it. That's my answer.